going on, YouTube? Tom here. Hopefully you all can see me. Dashboard's a bit of an angle. So anyway, figured I'd do some parking garage fun here in this car because of how much fun it is to drive. I don't think this will help, but hopefully you all can see me now. And anyway, I wanted to come here to film a little bit of a vlog once again. And that is, how much do I pay for this car? How much did I pay? How much do I pay? How much will I pay? Now, big question a lot of people ask, as soon as you get a nice car, they want to know, what's your monthly payment? And of course, the other big one is, how much do you pay for insurance? Now, to be fair, no one on YouTube has actually asked me either one of those yet, but I've had people in real life ask me. I figured it's only a matter of time before people ask on YouTube. So I figured I'll go ahead and make this video and get this out of the way. So, first of all, this car, as it sits, MSRP is $43,400. I believe it's $480 if you want to get technical with it. We'll say $43,500, because that's about what it costs. $43.5. Now, I, of course, negotiated this car down when I custom ordered it, and I got it for a little over $43,000 out the door. It's like $43,300, I think, is what I ended up paying out the door for this car. Now, me being 22, no, I don't have the cash for a car like this. I financed it, and that's what, of course, most people my age would do. In fact, most people, period, would do on a car this expensive. And, of course, the big question is, what's my monthly payment? Now, payments vary because you've got different lengths of time when it comes to your financed amount. It comes for your down payment, what interest rates you get, and etc., etc., etc. So, I put $30,000 down on this car. Now, for one, I saved up for this car for years, hoping I would have enough money in cash, and I didn't. And for two, my dad had to co-sign the loan with me, and he made me put that much down. I was actually going to put like $20,000 down and got turned down on the loan the first time. So, in the end, I financed $13,400 for this car, which really isn't that much, comparatively. So, at the end, that meant my payment was $600 a month because I did a 2-year loan. So, it's actually like $567, I think, if I looked it up. I didn't just rounding it up to $600 because it makes it easier, and I know I'll have the car paid off early at that point. So right around $600 a month. So that's not terrible. That's about what most people would honestly expect. If I had done what most people do, or at least the dealer says most people like to do, which I don't think people actually do this, if I had done like, 0% or only a couple grand down, and done like a 6-year finance deal like they want you to do, that still would have been around $600. My interest rate, because I went through PenFed, which is a credit union, for that 2-year loan ended up being 1.49%, which dealers like to promise you they can get you to 0 or they can get you some ridiculously low rate. Chances are they probably won't get you a rate that low, so my advice would be always go through a credit union. And of course, my advice would also be, if you're like me and you have a pretty small amount of credit, one, get a really good cosigner. Like for me it was my dad, who's got excellent credit. And then for two, would be to finance the car to start with. That way you can help build your credit. Now, of course, I've got credit cards. That also helped. I've opened up credit cards in the past. If you're 18 or so, open a credit card if you haven't already, because you need to for credit reasons. Even if it's a very small spending limit, open a credit card. Start building credit right away. Just my friendly piece of advice. Now, insurance is the next big one for this car, because everyone, of course, wants to know how much I pay for insurance. Again, 22-year-old male, bright red Mustang. Naturally, people assume it's high, and they actually assume correct. I am with Progressive at the moment. Now, I did have the snapshot discount from Progressive, which I actually just canceled because I live in Florida, and in Florida, people cut you off 2 to 3 times daily, where I have to slam on the brakes. Therefore, I just went ahead and canceled it. Even without the snapshot discount, I like to do all the discounts, Progressive, all the other ones. I paid $1,100 for 6 months for this car. Now, that comes out to about if I'm not mistaken, a little less than $200 a month for that 6 months. Now, of course, if I had not done that, it would have been well over $200. Progressive likes to give you the paid in full discount. Now, I live in Florida where insurance rates are ridiculously high because of the bad drivers, and the fact is I'm a 22-year-old male, single, unmarried, don't have my own house, and on top of that, I've had accidents in the past, so that's typical for what you can expect. Now, depending on where you live, you might be able to get a cheaper rate, you might not. All depends on where you live, who you are, do you own a house. Again, that's my rate. If you live in Florida and you're a 22-year-old male, expect around $200 a month for a car like this. And of course, I like to throw it in just because everyone asks, how much does it cost to fill up? Well, my most recent trip to the gas station, I like to fill up my cars when they get to a quarter of a tank. And my most recent trip involved me putting premium in this car. Now, that's, of course, a big debate, I will say for another video, is do you have to put premium or not? And my philosophy is they recommend it, therefore I will go ahead and do it. Now, it will run on 87, therefore, in an emergency you can put 87. That's probably what the dealer put in when they gave me my free tank of gas. But since I put premium, and the car has a 16-gallon tank, according to Google, and on a quarter tank it took 11 gallons, about $3 a gallon, it costs just over $30 a tank. And realistically speaking, the way I drive this car, I get around 14 miles to the gallon, so you're filling up roughly every 2 weeks. So cost-wise for that, it would cost you, give or take, we'll say $70 a month added onto that. So now the big question is, how much total does this car cost me per month? $600 car payment, which will only be around for another, not even 2 years at this point, less than 2 years. $600 plus the $200 insurance, that's $800, and then gas, that's $870 or so per month. Now, mine, of course, is very high just due to the cost of insurance and the fact that I'm paying off so much at a time that's pretty high, so under $900. And realistically speaking, if you lived out in the middle of nowhere and you had a cheap insurance rate, yeah, you could get the car for way less than that. And of course, if you paid cash, you'd be in luck for the car. But I don't think it's too bad of a deal. You get so much fun driving this car. Every time I drive it, I have $1,000 worth of fun just hooning this car around. And on top of that, hopefully with any luck, my YouTube channel will eventually get remonetized. And I really hope it does so I can actually start making money on this car and trying to eat into all of this money that I'm paying into the car. But mods will come eventually on this car. That's another one I'm not factoring in right now just because I'm happy with the car the way it is. I've got some ideas for what I want to do. A lot of very subtle mods, kind of just to make my car unique when you look at it up close. Not necessarily stuff that's different just because I like the factory look and I kind of like to retain that. I'm all into subtlety. I'm kind of like the old school Chip Foose concept. I like my cars to look factory, but be subtly different. Anyway, let me know in the comments section below what you all think of this. I mean, of course, I know I'm going to hear all kinds of financial advice. Don't worry, I have money left over from buying this car. It's not like I'm flat broke. The next big goal is I'm trying to save up enough money to, if in a worst case scenario, if I need to, I can just pay this car off at once. So, let me know in the comment section below what you all think of this car and any content you want to see on it. If you have any more questions, definitely let me know. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you're stopping in for the first time, go ahead and subscribe. As I've said, help this channel get to 1,000 subscribers, please, so I can start making money again on YouTube. I promise you all, I will be bringing great content in the future. Take care, have a good day.